Since 2002, many of our ideas involved animating physical objects in ways that appeared lifelike and self-aware. This notion of sentience was essential for us to realize. Its key cognitive triggers are often buried in the microns and milliseconds of a physical gesture. Unless we could define motion very precisely, it was impossible to hit the exact nerve in the brain that makes something look alive. And industrial robotics is not concerned with how things move. How the subtle nuances of movement can often reveal our complex inner states. So from quite early on, we collaborated with engineers to tailor-make entire motion systems in an iterative process that dragged on for years. What added to the challenge was our need to conceal loud sounds, cables, any sign of technology, and fit bulky mechatronics into the tight constraints of our form language. We then learned that custom physical technology is fragile, very expensive, constantly evolving, and imprinted with each engineer's personal bias. It became simply unmanageable. Luckily, in 2017, we got the chance to start building a more universal and robust animatronics toolkit within the Swiss university ecosystem while nested at the Wyss Zurich Institute. We call the project Pathos, with the specific aim of approaching robotics as a performative language of movement and response. With the support of Google Arts and Culture, we prototyped its key feature, a browser interface that makes the free drawing of motion curves and real-time feedback a reality. For the first time in 18 years, we can now directly see the nuance we are sketching instead of having to anticipate it through a string of numbers or lines of code written by an engineer. For example, in this project, we wanted to animate a canvas with a sort of slapstick feel. Since its mechanical movement is a complex interplay of 4 motors, it would have been impossible for us to animate without a user-friendly motion editor. So we first recorded rough motion curves through live action and then edited them in high resolution using the Pathos toolkit, which also allowed us to intuitively explore different walking expressions. Finally, we could integrate these movements in a simple autonomous behavior and test in the high-risk environment of a public space. We recently began to share our tools with others. This is a responsive beating heart animated by a non-engineer from start to finish in just a few days. It uses our first linear modules, which continually enable several other ongoing experiments. We can now imagine that Pathos can evolve into an open platform that offers new possibilities in the field of visual aesthetics and demonstrates that robotics can become accessible to everybody.